It's been a long wait here today.
Yeah, it feels like, especially when you don't come in the morning and you're waiting and thinking about it all day. So we're excited. It's just a couple hours away.
Does this team, is it better served without having that morning skate at this time of the year?
It seems to be for the way we respond to those kind of mornings. It seems to be better for our game. So you go with what's working at the time, I think, and you don't overthink it.
Building hasn't been very good of late to this team. What do you do differently, or what needs to change?
Nothing. I think we were here one time this year, and it wasn't a blowout. I think we put up 14 goals between the teams or whatever it was. So try to block the field goal. I don't know.
The Penguins are arguably the deepest team you guys have faced to have these playoffs. But is there some confidence that the way you guys play defense that you can handle that depth and their speed?
Yeah, I think we feel comfortable with our system coming in. It served us well on the road in the past, and we know obviously, especially through the center, they're deep. Everybody can create time and space for themselves. So, I'm sure it'll be interesting to see what they have in store to break it, and then we'll adjust accordingly. There'll be a little bit of a feel-out process in that regard, but it all comes down to one thing, and that's taking away time and space from their top-end guys.
Bobby, how has this team's confidence changed, maybe from the outside of the playoffs and being on the stage now, and what you've accomplished?
Truthfully, we've had one mindset the whole time. It hasn't changed. I think we're very confident in our game and our brand of hockey and all that, and that never wavered. Even though some games that we got away from it, especially in the New York series, we got blown out in New York for those 2 games, but we came right back and did the job the next night, and that's the belief that we have within our group.
What's the toughest part, Bobby, than jumping into a new series with just gone through 6 games?
Really not much. I think you'll see a couple different things, and we had a couple days to practice to adjust for what we're going to see that's different. But I think the toughest part will be getting to the pace again. For there's that one shift where you got to ramp it right back up, and then you get going. And that's these guys just having just won will be in game shape and be ready to go right out of the gate. So we'll be prepared for it though.
Did you guys find that speed teams? Sorry, Bob.
No problem.
Did you guys find that speed teams gave you more trouble than non-speed teams this year, or was it more the physical teams that could forecheck it?
I think, speed teams generally. I think speed teams that were able to find the middle of the ice and create for themselves gave us a little bit more trouble. We're being a shutdown defensive style team. I think we're more suited for those close games with the big physical side of things. But that being said, we've got a good record against those teams as well. So we really do feel comfortable.
How much of those speed teams was kind of making the first pass and making the second pass out of the zone, the initial break?
I think a lot of it's not letting when we weren't able to set up. I think was always when we struggled. But New York did a really good job breaking it in some games. But I think we did a good job adjusting to finding ways to get back into it quickly, into our system.
Do you think like a winning pedigree has anything to do with this time of year? I mean, because they have you in, about 1 million to 1 in Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it does. You know what to expect. You're as comfortable as we are. You can argue that they're probably the same old hat over there. They've been through this. They did it last year and won, and a lot of them have done it in 2008 or whatever it was when they won as well. So, yeah, I think it does a little bit, but that's why we play the games anyway.
Probably their team.
So, go ahead.
You know what Eric Carlson is now, and maybe compare it to, say, when you got here a couple of years ago?
I think the biggest difference for me, I came in and, he hadn't been tabbed as our he was our best player, but he hadn't been tabbed as our leader yet. He was young and adjusting to that, and I think the personal growth off the ice that he's had over the last couple of years, from sometimes a young captain wanting to do everything to now a guy letting the game come to him. He's made transitions in his game and realized he doesn't have to put up 80 points. He can put up 60 and lead the league in block shots and still be in the conversation for the Norris. So I think that stuff, plus the way he addresses the group now has changed. He's been a lot more vocal this year, and it shows. And then when he goes out and does it, he backs it up. That's the biggest thing, and that's easy to follow.
Is that something that you needed for him to do for this team to have this kind of success?
Yeah, your leaders always have to be your best players and your best examples, and he is day in and day out for us. So absolutely.
I mean, what does the absence of 2 good puck movers on their D in Letang and Trevor Daley allow you guys to do? Maybe potentially.
Hopefully, you hope that it lets us hem them in there a little bit, and then You know, those are two very good puck movers, two guys that make the first pass and then can join the rush. And they got guys filling in admirably, but when you take those two away, you hope that you can make those other two guys that are filling in a little uncomfortable. You try to put pucks into their areas a little more and then get after them. But it doesn't matter. They got guys in all areas of the game that come back and help, and they got great close support. So you hope that that's the advantage we have though right now.
Pittsburgh had some trouble with a couple of hard forechecking teams in the first round at times. Does it ever make you think that you might be able to be a little more aggressive in certain situations where it's a 50-50 shot?
Not with our system. When it's, no, I'm not getting caught with that one. When it's 50-50, I'm going on the defensive side.